What's next with Frieza? And since we don't really know for sure what's happening next, let's go over some what ifs and some possibilities of what may happen. Now, he was teased in some recent Dragon Ball Super cover art, but we don't know exactly where that's gonna go. We don't know if he's gonna appear soon or later on, so let's just talk about some what ifs here. But first, let's talk about what happened the last time Frieza appeared. And well, we all know what happened then. When Black Frieza appeared, it was a shock for most people. It was sort of hinted at that Frieza would make an appearance throughout that saga of the granola and gas arc, but as a whole, Frieza coming back with a new form, that was pretty surprising. However, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what might possibly happen next and who his future opponents may be. Because right after he speed blitzed Goku and Vegeta in his new form, he then says, "But I came here in pursuit of a different target. So I'll let you off easy today." Now, that line right there, that could mean a few things. Obviously, the first thing, he was talking about gas in the heaters. Now, obviously, we could just say that's who he's referring to, but where's the fun in that? Now, personally, one of my favorite takes is he's coming back to challenge Beerus. My thoughts are he could be trying to finally get Beerus out of his way, or possibly be gunning for the title of Destroyer. However, there's one problem with that theory. Would they go that far? Would they potentially kill off a character like Beerus? Now, my opinion has always been no, they would not do something like that. Especially in something like Dragon Ball, where characters constantly get wished back. But, now with Toyotaro taking over, I'm starting to think, would he do that? That would be a huge change of pace and a huge turnaround for Dragon Ball, in terms of making the story a little darker and a little more serious. Now, would that ever happen? I would say there's probably a 98.5% chance that will not ever happen. Or at least, not to that degree. But that's always been my favorite theory to look at. Frieza gunning for Beerus and challenging Beerus. And you have to remember, we're basically just going over a bunch of what ifs right now. So before anyone comes at me saying, oh, Beerus is stronger than Black Frieza, calm down, please. Especially when we can't even say for certain Beerus is still stronger than Frieza anymore. Now, I'm not saying Black Frieza is stronger than Beerus, but we don't know the full extent of Frieza's power yet. We don't know the full extent of Beerus's either though, but still. I'm not trying to power scale here, I'm just throwing out some what ifs and some possibilities. And if not gas in the heaters, and if not Beerus, then who? Well, how about another character that's still yet to be made canon? That's right, I'm talking about Cooler. No, not Freezer, Cooler. Okay, enough with the Cooler puns now. But yes, I feel like bringing Cooler back and finally making him canon now as well is also another possibility that could happen. And you may say, oh, but he's weak, but he's weak. To be fair, we don't know how strong he would be if he was brought back now. Look at Broly. They finally made him canon, and his power is completely different than what it was in the first Broly movies. Not only his power, but his appearance and everything else too. So who's to say what they might change about Cooler as well? And if not him searching for his long-lost brother, then who?